Hey guys, welcome back to VBA to Z. I'm Long Pamai, and in this video we'll create a small project to update Word document using Excel data. In a nutshell, this video is going to show you how to integrate Excel and Word document using VBA. We'll understand object model and learn how to read and write to these objects. As always, project files and source codes are free for download and use. The only request from you is to support my channel so I can keep sharing all these useful videos. So before we begin, please do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for upcoming videos. In the essence of time, we'll create a simple UI which the program will use to read the user inputs and update the Word document. So here we have a sample of the lease agreement that we'll be using for this demonstration. So the idea here is to write a small program to add the contract date, the landlord's name, the tenant's name, and fill this additional address and so on. And then we're gonna print it out to PDF, or you can write a print comment as well from Excel. Okay, so first we'll have to add a placeholder for all this as a bookmark, and then we're gonna write a program to read this read and write to these spaces. Okay, so first let me add this will be the contract date. So in order to access the bookmark, go to insert, and then under links you should bring up this bookmark. So here I'll say contract date. This is more like if you're familiar with Excel name range, this is more like that. Okay, so C date, and then we'll call this this will be landlord, and then this is gonna be the name of the tenant. Okay, so for now we'll just add this tree, and I'll just save the document. Okay, this document is saved in this folder here. Now I'm gonna bring up the visual editor. You just ignore this. So before we go here, let's look at the object model very quickly. So this is from the Word object model overview. So here, if you look here, application is where we are at the moment, and then the document, bookmark, and then the range. This is how out of so many objects, these are summarize of it, some of the useful ones. So let me give you an example. So document, bookmark, and then range. Okay, so if you have to refer to this bookmark that we just added, the way to do that is going to be so for example this or active document dot name will give us the name of this file, right? So from this document, let's say that and then bookmarks. So if we print out the bookmark name like this, is gonna give us C date. That's the first bookmark, so it exists. Or you can also say dot value or text dot range dot text is equal to, and let's say March 29, 2020. Okay. Okay, sorry. So it writes the value there. Okay, this is how you can write to this range. Okay, I'm gonna do Control Z. So if I press F5 and go to bookmark, the bookmark is still intact. Okay, now you can also programmatically add the range, the bookmark. Okay, so for example, let's say we want to do that to this selection here. Let's say we want to add a name, or let's say this one. Okay, let's say this is the address, and then here bookmarks.add. Then here you can specify the name, address 1, and then this could be selection dot range. Okay, so if I go here now to bookmarks, and this is address 1, so if I hit go to, so the address 1 has been added successfully. So this is how you can navigate to the bookmark, add the bookmark, and so on. Okay, so now let's go ahead and design a small user interface. I'm gonna go and close this for now. Now adding up a new Excel. So I'm not gonna waste too much time on this one. Okay, so this should be all from the UI design perspective. So here I put a name range for the word part, the output part. For now, we're gonna include only these fields, so contract date, tenant, landlord, and address line 1, right? All these are name range now. So we'll start writing the code now to export this. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna quickly add the path for the Word document. Again, all this will be available for download. Just check the video description. And let's see that every time this is created, we want to save a backup as a PDF. So we call this output. I'm gonna save the file here. Okay, so for first I'll add this date, and then let's see that the tenant is, again, we'll just use same name to be consistent. And then let's say oops, let's say this is, and then let's say that I'm the tenant, like this, and this address could be any address. Let's say 52nd Street in New York City, and then New York City. Okay, so let's say this is a sample that we have now. Now I'm gonna bring up my Visual Basic editor. Okay, so let's call this export to Word. Okay, so before we can export, we'll have to add a reference to the Word document. We'll do the early binding. Look for Microsoft Word object library, this one, and check the box, click on OK. First, let's declare the application for Word. Team Word Address. Yeah. Okay, and then next will be the document as and then we'll have a range as okay, so this is going to be range. Let's call this contract date, and then second is going to be the tenant, landlord, and the address line. Okay, and then we'll declare the path. So the document path will be the string, and then export path is also going to be the string. Okay, so let's try to open the Word document first. So here you specify the path. That will be this. So we'll just say this dot text, and let's open and read only. So read only will be true. Okay. So for now, I'm just gonna leave it as it is. Maybe if we want to print it out, we can export this document as fixed format as well to PDF, and the output part will be like this. This is where we want to save the output. So this is just the path, and then we'll save this as let's say the tenant name. The file name, I'll just save it as tenant name. .pdf. Let's hard code this for now. Okay, so here's the PDF. It's exported. Okay, so now before that, for now, I'll just reorganize this a bit. Here we can see out file path as string. Or we can say this is equal to this. We'll see if that works. And now after the Word document is open, now we'll start referring to these ranges that we set it up. So first let's set up the date range. So this range equal to, again, like we have done it earlier, this document bookmarks, and then it's going to be, the first one is going to be this contract date. The contract date, we're going to write it to C date. So this is where we're going to write the C date. Maybe if you want, we can also set up here the range is to write to. Okay, for example, let's say we have to write it to C date. We can also specify here and dynamically construct the code, but for now, to make it simple, let me put it here. So this is going to be this range. Okay, and then we can say this range dot text is equal to this value. Okay, oops, contract date. So we can say range, and then we want to format this. So for example, if I print this out, it's gonna give me this date. Now let's format this to the format that we want. Let's say format, and we want this to be in month, comma, date, and then year. Okay, in this format. Oops, like that. Okay, maybe full month date like this. So this is what we want to write to the word in this particular cell. Okay, now I'm gonna close this. Let's try to run this again. Okay, Excel seems to not like this format somehow, so I'm gonna do this. Okay, so we'll update this with a variable. Now I'm gonna F5. Document is open. So if I do F8, you see the value is written here. It's automatically underlining it. You can also specify that from here as well. For example, you can say this dot font dot bold. You can say false or true. For example, make it true. This range underline. You can also underline in these different ways. For example, the one that we have now is this. I think underline tick, underline single, or maybe like this. Okay, so now that this is working, we'll replicate this block. Okay, again we can like loop through the range and do this automatically by passing this as a function, but for now we're just gonna do it in this way. Now I'm gonna close this, don't save it. So first is the date. We've done for date. Now let's go to the tenant, and next is going to be the landlord, and it's going to be, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we name it as tenant. Okay, so tenant, we want to write to tenant, and then next is landlord. It's going to be the landlord, and address one. Okay, let's put that in the parking, close this, and here this value will be written to, now we don't need to format it, like this. Okay, I'll quickly summarize this now. So we're saying, like the bookmark tenant where we created in which we created in the Word document. In that particular bookmark, we want to put the tenant, this particular value from Excel, into this particular tenant text, and it will be picked up from here. Okay, so we're just saying, make it bold, make it underline, like that. Similarly for the landlord. So this is the Word bookmark, and then we're putting a value from Excel. This is the Excel value. Okay, so now let's try to run it one more time. We'll have to, like it's clearing out the memory. Okay, so you can see, like this is pre-filled, underline, bold, and then the tenant name. Okay, so now if you go here to output, you'll see PDF has been published. So similarly, you can also write a simple program like as simple as this dot print. Okay, print out, sorry, like this. This should do the printout for you. Okay, I do not have the printer installed here, so I can't show you at the moment. So this is the PDF output. Okay, so similarly you can replicate it for the address and then for the other fields which are here. Okay, now you can configure this to your print button here, like this. So once you click here, it's gonna export it, open this Word document, and then fill this information. So all this information, you can replicate it further as per your requirement, now that you know the idea. And then once that is pre-filled, you can either, here itself, you can, this can be, you can save as this particular document in a different file name, and then you can also close it. So freedombookdoc.close, and then you can specify, save changes or don't save the changes and so on. Okay, so let's give it a try one more time from here. So this time I'm gonna, let's say, Peter, and then something like that. Okay, so it's open here, so you can see the information have changed now. Okay, that will be all for this video. I hope you found it informative. If so, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.